All right, guys, we're going to be talking about Kyrsten Sinema here in this video, the senator from the state of Arizona. Now, when it comes to Democrat priorities, they have not been able to depend on Kyrsten Sinema and Joe Manchin all the time. Those two right there actually did stop the filibuster from being abolished because the Democrats, they wanted to abolish the filibuster. Now, Kyrsten Sinema made an announcement today with CNN. Like Tulsi Gabbard, she is leaving the Democrat Socialist Party. Here we go on CNN. Sinema leaving the Democratic Party and registering as an independent. Now, I do believe there is a major difference between Tulsi Gabbard and Kyrsten Sinema. I do. Now, what we have seen from Tulsi Gabbard since she actually left the Democrat Party, actually before that, she was out there campaigning for MAGA candidates. I don't think you're going to see Kyrsten Sinema, though, actually caucusing with Republicans. And I think she's made it pretty clear she's just going to be an independent. And I don't even think she's actually going to be caucusing with Democrats anymore. So we'll actually have to see how that actually plays out. Now, the timing of her announcement is just after Raphael Warnock, the fake pastor, retained his seat in the Senate, and the Democrats now have a 51-49 advantage because the Republicans lost one Senate seat. Now, her timing of that announcement was probably pretty interesting. Would she have actually said, you know what, I'm done with the Democrats if Warnock didn't actually win that race? I don't know. I really don't know. But she is now leaving the Democrat Party and becoming an independent. Does that actually really change the way that she's actually going to vote? She says no. She says this, quote, "I've registered as an Arizona independent. I know some people might be a little surprised by this, but actually, I think it makes a lot of sense," Sinema said in a Thursday interview with Tapper in her Senate office. "I've never fit neatly into any party box. I've never really tried to. I don't want to," she added, "removing myself from the partisan structure. Not only is it true to who I am and how I operate, I also think it'll provide a place of belonging for many folks across the state and the country who are also tired of the partisanship." Now, the far left, they really don't like Kyrsten Sinema. I mean, the far leftists out there, they were actually trying to go and harass her in a bathroom because they were pushing her for Biden's Build Back Better, which is pretty much Build Back Broke. And she wasn't completely on board with that because of the money. Also, Joe Manchin, even though we know that I believe a few things were actually changed around and it caved anyway. But when it comes to the Democrats anyway, technically, folks, there's already more Republicans in the Senate than actual Democrats. Now, already in the Senate, there was already two independents in the Senate. Of course, one of them being Bernie Sanders, that already caucuses with Democrats. But I don't believe this time she's actually going to caucus with Democrats. But I'm not exactly sure how much of anything is actually going to change when she actually votes on things. Check this out. This is on 538 here. Kyrsten Sinema, she votes with Biden 93% of the time. 93%. That's why I don't believe that too much is going to change. Maybe she'll kick back a little bit more on Biden's agenda. I'm not really sure. I'm not sure. I believe that the Democrats would actually be more in danger if Herschel Walker actually tied up, won his race, and the Senate was actually 50-50. Kyrsten Sinema, if she became independent and didn't want to caucus with Democrats anymore, just kind of did her own thing, I believe that Biden's agenda would be slowed down probably a little bit more. But right now, with a 51-49 Senate, I'm not really sure. Maybe she'll actually flip-flop a little bit more and not go along with Democrats as much. But this is just her voting record just tells me that not much is really going to change with Kyrsten Sinema. I mean, when it comes to titles, I guess it really doesn't matter, Democrat, Republican, whatever. But I still believe that she's going to be voting with Democrats a lot. Maybe not as much. I mean, if you take that 93%, maybe she'll go down to like 85%. I don't know. She's still going to be voting on the left. I mean, she is a part of the left. I mean, she's voted with Joe Biden a lot, as you can see here. But one of the biggest things that was put out there, she actually opposed abolishing the filibuster so the Democrats can just push things through. She did not want to do that. She didn't want to do that. But one thing that she did not agree with Biden on, it says here, terminating the national COVID-19 emergency declared on March 13, 2020. She wanted to actually wanted to get rid of that. Biden wanted to keep it. She voted, and I do believe that the terminating this thing, I believe it didn't actually work out. But she pretty much voted with the Republicans on that issue right there. But overall, guys, she's on the left. She's on the left, and she's still going to be voting with Biden a whole lot. Maybe just a tiny bit of things will actually change, but I'm not really sure. I'm not. Kyrsten Sinema is not a right-wing kind of person. She says she's not going to the Republican Party. She's not going to be caucusing with Republicans. She's just really going to be doing her own thing. Now, when it comes to like a Tulsi Gabbard, I believe if a Tulsi Gabbard actually gets back into politics, I believe she will go with Republicans, because there's no way in the world that the Democrats are going to support her. I mean, she was out there campaigning for MAGA Republicans, Carrie Lake and other people. But that's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and White Network fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you next time.